Welcome to episode 2 of my road to 1 billion gold in Stardew Valley. The first episode was mainly just to set the stage, to earn an initial set of gold so I can take it further and really start to make huge amounts of gold. In the first episode, I ended up making close to 6 million gold. Spoiler alert, I ended up spending every cent of that in this video because I just had to increase my daily wine and jelly production. In the first episode, I stated that I would have to completely change my farm to be a more optimal layout for making money. I started that by creating a copy of my save file and changed it to money in all caps. I thought that was appropriate since that is basically the only thing we are worrying about in this series. The first thing I had to start doing was increasing the amount of sheds I had. I already had quite a few, but nowhere near enough. I had 2 sheds filled with kegs and a single small shed with preservation jars. And normally that would be enough, but that will not work if we are trying to make 1 billion gold. So I created another 4 deluxe sheds. This should be a good boost compared to what I already have. But I know I will be adding quite a few more in the upcoming episodes. I did have a minor problem though. The recipe for kegs required 30 wood, 1 iron bar, 1 copper bar, and 1 oak resin. I could buy iron ore and copper ore at an incredibly expensive price from Clint, and I mean incredibly expensive. I think half of my 6 million went to Clint, and I could purchase tons of wood from Robin the Carpenter, but there was no way to buy oak resin, and I needed a lot of this stuff. So I planted about 50 pine trees on my Ginger Island farm and placed tappers on all of them. Even though I planted a whopping 50 trees, it was just taking too long to produce as many kegs as I wanted, especially since it takes 4 in-game days for the tappers to actually produce the oak resin. I could use heavy tappers, but you know, radioactive ore, this stuff is not fun to farm. So to move the production line up, I thought it was a good idea to make some more preservation jars. These only require 50 wood, 40 stone, and 8 coal to craft. And the best part about them was that I could buy everything I needed. I could buy the stone and wood from Robin and coal from Clint. Well, I ended up crafting close to 300 preservation jars. That is 2 full deluxe sheds, and I upgraded my regular shed to a deluxe shed filled in the gaps. We are talking about an insane amount of preservation jars and an equally absurd amount of wood, stone, and coal. This is where most of my gold went. At first I thought that most of my gold would be going to seeds, but apparently making preservation jars was a poor financial decision. But I don't regret it, although I did need to find a way to actually keep them filled. Since starfruit wine sells for so much, I wanted to only turn starfruit into wine. But I needed to put something in these preservation jars, otherwise all of this effort would have been a complete waste of time. Picking the beach farm for this challenge wasn't the best idea, but I had to make use of the limited space I had. I had to make use of the tiny area where sprinklers can be placed on the beach farm. And ancient fruit are the best fit here. Ancient fruit are a profitable crop that grows for 3 entire seasons. With the Junimo hut, I can mostly ignore it and just collect the fruit where I need to. I also have a shed filled with pineapples that I can turn into pineapple jelly, but I need more of these to be able to keep up with the amount of preservation jars I have. In the next episode, one of my priorities will probably be trying to make more of these sheds. I would like at least 5 of these because pineapple jelly sells pretty well, and I can't only rely on starfruit wine because I'm a little bit limited on the amount of space I can plant starfruit. I did try and maximize my Ginger Island farm with starfruit. As you can see, I am not wasting any space. Almost every plantable spot on my Ginger Island farm has some starfruit on it. It does look strange, but it's worth it since starfruit is our main source of money. In the previous episode, I stated that I would be using a scythe harvesting mod, but I got so many comments saying it wouldn't count as it is invalid, which was strange to me since it isn't a competition or anything, so I'm not sure how it needs to be valid, but it's fine. I have decided to no longer use the scythe harvesting mod. I'll be harvesting crops one at a time, just like everyone else. I wouldn't want it to be invalid after all. Aging starfruit wine is a very effective way of making huge sums of money and generally just increasing the value of your goods. But you can only age wine in the basement of your house. I heard that it is possible to build a cabin and then upgrade it so you can have more basement space. So I went to Robin and made a stone cabin and tried to upgrade it. Unfortunately, it isn't as easy as that. After a quick Google search, you can upgrade a cabin on a single player playthrough. But you kind of need to launch Stardew Valley again and then join the same playthrough with another character, which sounded like a lot of effort, so I decided I will try and figure that out in the next episode. A single set of casks will have to do for now. I continue to turn milk into cheese and eggs into mayonnaise, but at some point in the making of this episode, I realized that those artisan goods are just not that profitable. So I had to do something very difficult. It was time to sell all of my animals and replace them with pigs. Pigs are just much more profitable. You could sell the truffle as is, or you can turn it into truffle oil. But either way, it was going to make me much more money. For now, I will only be replacing all of my barn animals with pigs, but in the next episode, I think I will sell all of my coops and replace them with barns full of pigs to maximize that truffle gold mine. Alrighty, I've spent 2 entire seasons making tons of wine and various jellies. It's time to sell everything and see how much we've made in this episode. So, let's sell all of the wine, all of the jelly, and naturally all of the cheese, mayonnaise, and cloth that our hoppers produced for us. And let's hope for the best. 7 million gold? Wait, 7 million gold? That can't be right. When I first saw 7 million gold, I was kind of disappointed because I really increased the amount of stuff I could produce by a ton, and 7 million gold seemed way too little. So I grabbed my phone and started to manually add everything together, and I very quickly got past 7 million. And then the total kept going up, and I think it was closer to 17 million gold. I was quite shocked. I think the screen that shows you how much gold you have earned is not capable of showing large numbers, so it's kind of bugged. When you do finally click OK and continue, at least it shows your gold properly there. 17 million gold was more like it. That was closer to what I expected, but still not nearly enough. 1 billion gold is still very far away, but I think we are getting closer. This is an iterative process of increasing our daily gold income. It started off slowly, but it's already looking much better. In the next episode, I think we can maybe increase that to 50 million or 100 million. Who knows? As long as I keep introducing more revenue streams, the sky is the limit. Thank you so much for watching this video. I was quite surprised that the money screen wasn't able to actually show how much we made. I think that just shows how much gold we actually need to make. The game wasn't meant to be played like this, but we're going to do it anyway. If you like this video, consider subbing, and as always, I will see you in the next video.